back to school season is here, and with that comes a question that every single parent faces. How can we make homework more manageable, more effective, and maybe even a little bit more fun? So we are currently hanging out at Longneck Elementary School. I'm here with Miss Amanda Howard. She's a teacher here, but in addition to being a teacher, an elementary school teacher, a kindergarten teacher, she's also District Teacher of the Year, correct?
Correct.
That's quite a resume already. You're very credible. So we're talking to the pros here. Of course.
Thank you.
Yes, but Amanda, can you tell us a little bit about what makes, why should parents really set that routine early on in the school year, and why is it so important?
So I'm a firm believer in having routines and expectations of how the day is going to go, and I think that helps with kids' behaviors and their expectations of how is your evening going to go.
Yes.
So basically, I would say set those expectations and those routines super early on. Kids thrive off of a routine, and they really do love knowing what's coming next and feeling like they have control over how their evening's gonna go or how their day is gonna go or what to expect coming next.
For sure. So do you think it's better too when parents are forming these routines? Is it like the kids should just come straight from school while everything's fresh in their brain, start right away on their homework? Is it better to have a little break in between, then kind of get into your homework? What do you think?
I think it kind of depends on the kid. So you make adjustments based off of your child and your child's needs, and every kid's different. So some kids might do really well coming home, having it right away, and then maybe having dinner and having their downtime. Where other kids might do better having a break from all of the work from the day, having that downtime, playing outside, whatever they're gonna do, and then going into dinner, maybe then doing homework and having that as like their quiet time. So it's all dependent on the kids.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you really got to cater it towards your kid, and you got to make sure, like, when setting those routines, to be patient, figure out what works for your kid versus what may not.
Yeah.
So can you tell us maybe a little bit about, for parents who are helping their kids with homework, how can a parent tell the difference between maybe a kid who is generally struggling to understand the material versus one who's just like avoiding doing their homework?
Yeah, and that's a good question too, because you will have times where they come home and they're like, I don't know how to do this. I've never learned this before. This is something new. So I think it's a very fine line, and I think that's where the communication with your teacher comes into play.
Yes.
Ask the teacher. The teachers are usually more than willing to give that information to the parents, and it might be something as simple as they know how to do this. They do it all the time by themselves in class. Or it could be something where there is that conversation where you're having it with the teacher saying like, hey, they are kind of struggling with this. If you need me to send more, if you need me to send less, like those communication lines need to be really open between the parents and the teachers.
That makes sense. So yeah, definitely that line of communication is very important for multiple reasons. Whether you have a question, whether your child has a question, always know that the teacher is there as a resource and a reference for the both of you back at home. So I know for a fact that there's students out there struggling with staying focused when it comes to their homework on the internet. Do you have any apps or maybe like educational programs that you can recommend to parents out there?
So Duolingo actually has an ABC version, which teaches kids the letter sounds and how to read. It also has a kids version where you can sit down and they can learn a new language. There's Splash Learn, ABC Mouse. Some of them are paid, some of them are free versions. There's one called IXL, and that one does different things with math and reading, and you can I think you can set assignments for your child. And then there was one that I came across today, Khan Academy.
Yes.
That's another one that I've used that's a really good one, and I believe that one's free.
Yes, I've used Khan Academy a couple times. It is a free program, but I think you can like pay for different
there's some
assets in it.
Have different features if you pay. And PBS Kids is a great one. An Epic with an exclamation mark at the end has books that they can read on the computer or their tablets. Yeah, so there's a lot of really cool resources out there.
There's a lot of resources out there. Did you write all of that down, CoastLife? Did you get all that? Yeah, she just gave you a whole bunch of resources that you can use at home. Do you have any advice specifically for kindergarten parents out there? Because I know that's just the younger they are, the more wild their minds are.
Yeah, I think trying to make them as independent as possible before they come to school. There are typically between 20 to 25 kids in a kindergarten classroom. And like one teacher. So with that being said, practice packing a lunch and opening it. Practice tying shoes, using the bathroom independently. And then I also would throw in there even recognizing their first name.
Yeah.
Or writing it.
Yeah.
Because when they come in, they have to find their hook to put their book bag on. And if they don't know what their name looks like, that might be difficult. And it just makes their day go a little bit smoother and a little easier.
Yeah, it's a little smoother for everybody, the students,
Yeah.
the teachers, everybody involved.
And that's what you want. You want a really smooth transition for the littles.
For sure. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for having me here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, yes. I mean, whether your child at home is a superstar straight A student or somebody who's struggling to keep their focus a little bit, regardless, these tips and advice that Amanda just given you is crucial and definitely very helpful in making that daily grind a little more smooth as possible. But also here to make that daily grind smooth as possible is CoastLife, so don't go anywhere because there's more on the way.